I want Amandeep to share with you his journey with us, because it was a very short journey actually, and he got the result, and it was incredible. Aman, introduce yourself a bit for everyone so they know who you are.
Hello. My name is Aman, and I came here when I came to Australia. I was in Melbourne, but then I moved away. I've done masters in Melbourne, everything. It's been 3 years in Melbourne. Then, of course, I started with your program, and I attended like 2 classes in the last batch, just 2 Thursdays, and I was doing a job in Australia Post before this, but then I couldn't find enough time for the KPI. Right?
Yes,
I told you about
yes.
that, right? Then I knew I had to do something here, and then I just quit that job. They told me, please give us a week or 2, and I had to work there for a week or 2, and then I started taking KPI seriously.
And then the result come very fast after that. Yes. We'll talk more about that after this. Yeah, cool. So let's tell me this. So before you join our program, like, do you try to apply for jobs?
Oh yes. I seriously applied for 2-3 months, but then I moved, and then I got a bit here and there, and again I started applying. I got in 6-7 months. I got 2 interviews, only first interviews.
Wow. Okay.
And
how many jobs do you think you applied?
Easily 250, 200, 250. I got one in Metro interview. There was another job in Sydney, but first interview, and then they never told me. They don't even tell us like, okay, you're not moving ahead.
Yeah.
And
at least they should tell you, right? So you can move on.
At least
with your
after
life.
an interview.
Yes.
But
They don't.
like all we know is just LinkedIn see.
Got you.
Indeed.
Exactly. So you guys
That's
think the
all
same, right? That is
Yeah.
one of the biggest problem. And how does that make you feel at that time when you keep getting no, you keep failing, you apply, and then you don't get the result? How does that make you feel at that time?
Because the thing is, we don't get the feedback, right? Like what we're doing wrong. If they tell us like you're doing this wrong, at least we know. Okay, I did this wrong. I'll correct it and I'll do it. I just kept on applying with the same cover letter, same thing. Just refresh, next, apply, next,
Yes.
apply. So I think that's like when you told me about cold calls and everything, when I got the knowledge about cold calls and walking in, I was like, oh yeah, man. When you told me, how do you think people applied for jobs before LinkedIn? And I was like, yeah. Come to think of it, like,
Absolutely.
how did people? So that's it. It's nothing big, but people still don't. I didn't know. Nobody knows.
So what he was talking about is one of the things that I teach in our program, which is 90% of the jobs are not advertised. 90, not 19, yeah? 90. So the problem with that is if you keep applying on Seek and LinkedIn, your chance of getting a job very less. Why do you think it's so hard to get a job on Seek and LinkedIn? Why do you think it's
A lot of people apply.
competition?
Everybody applies on the same job. They'll get more than 500 applicants. There's very little chance, very slim chance.
And who do you think they usually hire? Like, who usually the employer prefer? If through Seek, who do they usually go?
First of all, I think they look for visa status and experience, of course.
Maybe the one who is a PR, the one who is a citizen.
Yes, and one who has got 3 years of experience still applying for graduate roles.
Exactly.
Even I didn't have any experience, but that's again a misconception. We do have experience, right?
Exactly. This is another thing that he learned from our program as well. So now that you are in our program, obviously I think you learn a lot of things.
Oh yeah.
If we can sum it up to top three things you take away from our program, what would be the top 3 things?
Oh, first of all, the same thing. Like you can call them up.
Cold calling.
Cold calling.
Have you heard of cold calling?
Like you can call them up. There's no what can they do? Like my first call was hello. And then after a few days, I was like, no, I want to speak to the second in charge. A lot of things you learn in the program.
Because I teach him how to call the employer. So
especially after that personal session. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That personal session, that's amazing. The game changes when you sit with that one person and call, and then you make them call as well.
So what happened was me and Aman, we were doing a cold call together through Zoom. So I was illustrating to him how it should be done. Because when I see him do it, I'm like, no, that's not how you do it. But then when he saw me do it, he's like, oh my god, this is how it works. And you see how it works like magic.
Yes.
Yeah. So do you feel the script that I gave you with the useful, the 𝗘𝗡𝗘𝗏 script?
Very useful script, and the kind of questions that you teach us to ask, like what kind of questions you start asking, because that puts like employers like, oh, this guy knows something. So I think
he's not to be messed around.
Yes. He's not just just shooting an arrow in the night, or it's nothing like that. Like he knows what this job is, what he can do for our company. He knows things.
Yes.
So I think that matters a lot, and the kind of questions you asked.
Can you tell them some of the questions? Do you still remember some of the questions?
Yes, of course.
Can you tell them what are the questions I asked you?
What to ask. So first thing is, like, of course, if they have an objection, like the visa could be because I did a call once and he said your temporary visa, that could be a problem. Other than that, what other things that might be stopping you from considering me? Isolation. That's brilliant. That worked with this guy. So yes.
Do you understand what he said? Can you slow it down because it's too new for him?
Because when you'll hear this often, like, what visa are you on? So you'll say I'm on temporary graduate visa or student visa, whatever, right? And they might be saying that just to push you away, right? Okay, you don't have a visa, go away, right? But then if you ask this, like, other than the visa problem, is there anything else that's stopping you from considering it? That's a very intelligent question to ask, because then you'll know the employer really wants us PR guys in his team, or he's just wants me to go away.
Just brush you off.
Yes, brush you off. Yeah.
That's what they do.
You just kind of isolate that, and then you address that problem. That I have applied for PR. I'll get my PR in 2-3 months. Then they kind of have to listen to you. So that's very intelligent. I think that's very intelligent.
And that helps you to continue the conversation.
Yes.
But before that, because you don't know how to handle it, you kind of, thank you, bye, sorry,
yes.
bye.
That's exactly what it is. Yes.
And this one thing that I taught him really is the difference between the guy who got the job and the guy who don't get the job. Because a lot of the international students like us,
we get kind of intimidated, I think, from the employers. Right? If he wants PR, I won't mess with him. Okay. I think that once you call 1 or 2 employers, you get that confidence. Like, I was really smiling after 2 calls. Like, okay, man, I can do this.
I got this.
I got this. So yeah, gradually it moves ahead.
Good. And then tell them about how did this 𝗘𝗂𝗃 help you land this role, the one that you got?
Oh, this was just Googling again, mechanical engineer, and the company comes up, open the website. I really like the company. I've done this sort of thing as in projects and in internship. I don't have any working experience, like I'm sure you've done projects and everything. That's experience. That's what I learned from Leo's program as well. So, and nobody will say, no, that's not experience, that's your project, that doesn't count. They will count it as experience.
Absolutely.
I actually had this question, I never asked you though, that what if they say, no, this is not experience, but nobody says that. So, I don't know why, I was touring the site before calling them, because Leo told me to read the site like 2 or 3 times, right? And I don't know why I clicked on the team, and I saw one person. His name was Aman, same name. So I thought I'll just connect with him.
Another Aman, yeah.
And I told Leo about this, and Leo told me, yes, connect with him on LinkedIn and just try to call him. And so that's what I did. I used the same script, cold call script, whatever I've learned from the program, and I called him up. He gave me his number on LinkedIn. I called him up. And I told him that I'm looking for this, and they were actually expanding, and they had a beautiful year this year, and so they were expanding. They were looking for someone. So I he told me the day after, like on Thursday, I called him. On this Monday, he told me that send me your CV, and I said on Friday he told me send me your CV. I messaged Erin like, okay, I've got this, I've sent
urgent
yeah, urgent
need to say emergency.
Like within a minute she replies, okay, she did my resume, like like huge thanks for that. Like it's really when you apply for 2-3 jobs, who's gonna change the resume again? It gets really on your nerves. So then I sent the resume, and that he told me that don't send anything else. I just need the resume. Leo still told me that send the portfolio as well. There's a thing called portfolio.
Do you know what is a portfolio?
Like whatever you've done, whatever projects you've done in one portfolio, you just mention it. Okay, I sent it and he didn't say anything, and he forwarded the resume and everything to his boss. And Monday afternoon I get the message, Tuesday 3 p.m. Brunswick. I said okay.
Interview right away.
Tuesday, today's Wednesday, right?
Fast.
Yesterday I had an interview, and 2 guys were on the call, and one guy really liked my portfolio, and I was like, man, Leo, you're a legend.
I know what they want, man. I know what they want.
I would have just sent the CV, honestly.
So now the mistake that people make is when the employers say, just send me your resume. You only follow what they say. You only send them your resume. No. It's just like selling yourself short. You know what I mean? Let's just say, Arman, he's worth $1 billion, right? But then he tells to sell himself for $1. You don't do that. So you need to give him more information about himself. So I told him, you got to send a portfolio, because that way they will know what is his skill at, where his level at.
And it's not a big portfolio with advanced things. It's just basic projects that I've done.
Yeah.
Like my bachelor's project, my master's project, 2-3 projects. That's it. It's not a big deal. But still, he really liked it. And
Nice.
so
Tell them about how I prepare for the interview. Tell them how.
Oh yeah. Like I think those first three questions, you prepare them well. Doesn't matter what they ask you next. Like if you impress them in first 2-3 questions, that's it. That's it. And why should we hire you and that stuff, and those 3 points, like I'm versatile, I'm local, and those points are brilliant. They're just brilliant. If I had to come up with an answer myself, I would have said, oh, I know this better, I know this better. That doesn't work.
Yes.
They really because at the end of the day, they have to teach everything that you have to do. They'll give you training anyway. And this guy who I called, Aman, he told me that we have hired engineers before, and it doesn't matter if they know anything or not. We have to teach them anyway.
Exactly.
He said, just be honest. Just tell him. My boss is a really nice guy. Just tell him what you've done, what you're interested in, and everything. I just had a normal conversation. It wasn't like an interview even. He spotted me at the gate. Actually, took me to a cafe first. Did I tell you this? He said, "Do you want a Coke or something?" I don't know, from the turban, I think he spotted me. He said, "Aman." I said, "Yes." I was looking for parking there as well. He helped me to park, and then it started from there. And the gift, man.
So I told Arman that when you go to meet the employer, do not just go there empty-handed. Go and buy them a gift. In the beginning, you were a bit shocked to start off.
I thought, same, overthinking. You told me you're overthinking.
Overthinking all the time.
Like it feels like if you bring them a gift, it will feel like you're trying to bribe them or something like that. You're trying to go overboard, but it does something. It does something.
It changed the dynamic.
Even if the first interview that I had, he didn't accept the gift. He said thank you so much, but that's okay. He didn't, but it still does something, and he might give me an offer as well. I have to inform him as well. But that's
got another interview.
Yeah.
Because
I did 2 interviews with him, and he really likes me. He's trying to come up with a role to give me. I have to call him that day. Right?
Do you want to explain to them that actually the roles you got, they are not advertised? Can you explain that? It's actually not on sync.
Both of these roles, they're not advertised. Like, I just looked them up on the Google Maps and just called them, did whatever Leo teach me, and that's it.
So this thing represents everything, yeah, guys? These things is what I showed him as well.
Yeah.
So in this picture, you see this is why international students stuck in driving taxi, because they apply over here. Is that familiar? On this website, Seek, Indeed, and LinkedIn. That's what Arman have done before he joined me. Now, once he have joined me,
200 jobs here and 5 jobs here. I applied 200 jobs here and 5 jobs here.
And then he got the job here. See? And the reason why he got the job is because he applied under here. So the thing that he done was, one of them was cold call. right? That's what he did, and it just went too well.
2 walk-ins. I did
He did
2,
some
3, 4
walk-in.
calls. Yeah.
You know what walk-in is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Aggressive sell.
Done that on
Aggressive.
during COVID times to find a part-time job. So I was literally driving around and walking.
Same thing. When we find a part-time job, when we come here, we just knock on every restaurant store, every job store, do you need any? I'll do anything.
Exactly.
It's just like that, but it's not like anything. So it's just like
You
that.
need to know what to say.
Yeah.
That's
very important.
You can't just go in and say, I'm looking for a job. They ask you to leave.
They'll say how much experience you have. None. Bye bye.
Exactly. And then continue. So during the interview, so you impressed them with everything, with the questions and everything.
I prepared those 3-4 questions. I did not prepare anything technical. I just explored the site. I explored their YouTube channel, their LinkedIn page. I knew what they. I kind of knew what they do, 3D scanning and quality inspection and stuff. But he didn't ask me a single technical question. He just said, "You have a brilliant portfolio." Benjamin said that, and Kevin said that because Kevin's main priority that he wants someone who can really communicate well and who can be a good part of the team, not just an employee number, 9 to 5. That's it. This is my job. I'll do this. I'll sit in the corner, do this.
Yeah.
So I kind of got that, and so it was like a conversation. It wasn't like an interview. He didn't ask me any question. It was like me asking him questions. He told me the full story of his business from 1997.
Wow.
In the interview, he spoke like more than me, I would say.
Beautiful.
It was really nice.
Amazing.
It didn't feel like an interview at all.
Nice.
It was like I think 70 minutes conversation, 70-75, more than an hour. If it was an interview, I would be like trembling like asking what do you know about Starbucks? So I think it's really good. And when he asked me, tell me about yourself, the pitch. Yes. The pitch.
Explain to them what is a pitch. Maybe some of them might not know what is a pitch.
The pitch is just when they ask you, okay, who are you? Tell me about yourself. Yes. So this pitch that Leo helped me to prepare, like 2-3 minutes. It's just concentrated with whatever I've done. Nothing like I live here. They just what like that paragraph contains what they want to hear. That's it.
And that really strikes.
Yes. And the way you ask questions, I think that really matters. In the end, he didn't. Oh, do you want me to? Do you want to ask something like? Do you have any questions? I did ask him. I wanted to ask him about that.
Skip one.
Yes. But then I thought it went really well. I'll skip it. And then I asked some other question that's related to my PR because this is a mixed role. It'll be a mixed role, a mechanical engineer as well as business development. And the mechanical engineer is the part where it'll help me in my PR. I addressed it, and he said that's completely fine.
Wow.
And that's
So
all I wanted to hear. Yeah. And then he said, give me a week's time. Yesterday, he said, give me a week's time. I'll come up with roles and responsibilities, and I'll with my father. His father is a business partner as well.
Nice.
So he'll decide how we're gonna pay you hourly, weekly, a salary or whatever, and what sort of role would it be. So today, honestly, I woke up. I didn't wanna make any single cold call. I was just finger crossed, man. Should I make another cold call or not? But then when I was sitting on my computer, I got this call and it was Kevin. I thought it's someone else. I almost didn't pick the call. Because these marketing people are calling me about some car or something.
Sales people.
I don't know how they got my number. He called me and said, hi, it's Kevin. My heart was really racing because he spoke really calmly. I thought he'll be like, okay, unfortunately or something like that. Maybe you can start next year. We're closing Christmas. All those things were going on my mind. But then when he said, okay, we can offer you this, and I was like, what? I didn't speak for like a minute, and so yeah, that was it.
And when does he want you to start?
Monday.
Oh wow!
He actually he said, because I mentioned that in those
Amazing,
things,
man.
right? I live close by. I'm local. I can start ASAP. That thing. So he told me that you told me you can start, but it's up to you if you want to start. But you can start next week as well. If you want to start this Monday, you can start this Monday as well.
Wow.
I said yeah, I'll start this Monday. Why not?
Is that amazing, Visha?
Yeah.
Not bad, huh?
It seems unreal. Like I know I've watched a lot of videos, testimonials.
Yeah.
Some other guy who was sitting in my place.
Yes,
It seems unreal.
Yeah.
And it seems like, can I do it? All those things, but it's really easy. It's been just, I literally focused just for 1 week. Just for one,
For 1 week.
Just for 1
Fast,
week.
huh?
Because before that, I only had an hour and a half, because businesses close at 4:35,
Yeah.
and they won't pick up your call at 4. They don't want to pick up any call after 4. So I only got like what, an hour, just an hour, and in that hour I had to prepare as well, like mentally. So I called. I left my job. Monday I started calling seriously. I made some calls. I got interviews. That's it.
Too fast.
It's really unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah.
I still can't believe it. If someone asked me today, what do you do? Bro, I'm working in Australia first.
So how does that make you feel now? Like knowing that next week you start to work in your profession, do you feel happy? You feel proud?
My family is really happy.
Yeah.
My partner is really happy, and my brother, he's working as an engineer back in India. He's really happy.
Wow.
So my family is really happy, and really I still can't believe it. Because it was what he called me at 2 o'clock. That's why it's really hard for me to believe.
Yeah, no, that's very good. Now, talking about obviously we talk about cold walking. How about follow up?
Oh yes.
Is follow up important?
Yes.
Can you explain to them
Because
how
when I
follow-up-
called Aman, I didn't receive any message back from him for a day. Next day, I followed up, and that's when he said, "Give me your resume and everything." And then again, I followed up, and he said, then he, of course, he gave the CV to his boss as well, to Benjamin as well, and again I followed up, and then and I actually made a call as well, and they explained it may be a mixed role, and I'm all for it. Same like business development, so it's good for me, and that was the follow up, and then when I said, "Did you hear anything from them?" and then a straight message, 3 p.m. Brunswick, and then again, but still I told him like, please call me, it'll help me a lot, and he told me those things like, be honest, just don't have to brag or anything, just if you haven't done the 3D scanning, just say I haven't done 3D scanning. And he said we'll all be in casuals. Like he said, my boss will be like wearing a shirt and a trouser. You won't recognize him. And I really did not when I saw him at the cafe.
You didn't think I was the boss?
No.
Too casual.
He was too and really nice office. They had a table tennis table at the
Wow,
center. It's
man,
really nice office. Dream
job,
as
man.
well. And.
Well done.
So he told me, but you have to come in like professional, dress up professionally. And he said he'll be on the call as well. Kevin will be there, Benjamin will be there. It all worked out.
But obviously before
Follow up
this,
is big. Like
do you follow up at all before?
because the second role that I might have another call from Xavier as well.
Yeah, the guy. Yeah.
So that wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have gone to Dandenong and followed up in person.
Walking.
That's when he said, I really like your attitude. I really like your attitude. You have talents and I would really love to make you a part of my team. And he said, give me some time, I'll come up. Same thing that Kevin said, give me some time. Because when the jobs are not advertised, I think they don't have a specific role, but
Exactly.
they need someone.
Yes.
But when they advertise on Seek, LinkedIn and stuff like that, they already made that calculations. How much they're gonna pay, what's the role gonna be, what's the responsibility. But if they get the candidate first, then they have to come up with the role. That's why they're asking for. Because when Kevin told me the thing that give me some time, that's when I figured out they're trying to come up with a role with how much they're gonna pay and the salary.
Yes.
So I think that's what it is. And if I hadn't shown up on walked in his office, Xavier, I wouldn't have like gotten anything.
Oh, for sure.
Because
for sure.
he sent me a message like good luck finding with a design job. You know, I made a mistake there when I said I want to do a design job.
Yeah. But we talk about that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But that's fine. Yeah.
Because I think some of the biggest hurdles that international students have is two things. One is they are insecure about the lack of experience. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
You go and talk to the guy driving Uber. He's an engineer. He's an IT guy for sure. The reason why he don't get a good job because he's scared that every time the employee asks for experience, he don't have. Number two is PR and citizenship. Is that right? Another big concern.
One of the main requirements of all the
A lot of the jobs.
Really, it's not. When you tell them that I have full working rights for 2 years, 1 year, and I have applied for my PR, I'll get my PR. Except, like, if you set that problem aside, is there anything else? If they say no, then you can address it that I have full working rights. I'll have my PR in a few months. That's it.
So that's something I teach Aman as well, which is how to handle the objections. You know what objection is? Yeah. Have you heard of this? We'll let you know. You guys heard of that before? You heard of that? We'll let you know.
most scariest word is unfortunately.
Oh, unfortunately, yeah. How
I
about?
see that word on any email possible. You don't have to read the whole mail.
We regret. To inform.
It's a bad start to the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then just send us your resume. Anyone heard that? That's not familiar.
You know what? I'm still getting unfortunately mails from the jobs that I applied last year for graduate roles in 2023. And today I got a mail from UGL.
That's a long left, right?
Yes. They take a long time. They never inform me. They never.
They don't give a damn. You know?
Because the graduate role is starting in 2023. Today I got a mail from UGL saying unfortunately a lot of
Consideration we are not.
I was like, come on.
So, very last question, Naman, is would you recommend this program to everyone else who's struggling out there?
Yes, absolutely. Like this is the best investment that I've made
Thanks.
in Australia. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I mean, I've spent a lot of money here and there. Cars and computer. I've made my own computer. Like this is the best investment I would say I've made.
How much you spend in a pro? Which package you go for?
Gold package.
So how much was that?
A little above 2,000, I think.
About 3,000, right?
About 3,000.
Including GST.
Yes. Everything is.
And do you think that pays off?
Of course. And you know what? And it's not something that I'm buying from a shop or something like that I gave the money, I'm getting some product. This will stay with me
Absolutely.
forever. And this is
Skill.
not just for the role for a graduate, for an entry level job. 10 years from now, if I'm applying for a very senior level job, I'm pretty sure I'll use your scripts again. I'm pretty sure. Yes. No doubt about it. And this will stay with me like for my whole life.
Yeah, awesome.
This is it's soft skills. Nobody can teach you soft skills.
Your university don't teach you that.
No,
RMIT don't teach that.
No.
Yeah.
And I think they should, like, at least students should know, like, you can walk in, you can call them. No, like, that's the main gap, I think. That you're addressing it. Like, it's really a big thank you to you.
Oh, thanks.
Big
man.
thanks.
And now that you know how to call, how to follow up, how to negotiate, it makes you more confident.
Oh yeah.
It's like you control your life now.
I can get another job in a month. Again, I'm pretty sure.
Because before this program you kind of let the employer control you. But now you know these skills, you can control your destiny.
Yes.
Yeah.
That dynamics that changes when it changed for me when I joined it. Of course, after 2 weeks, it really changed.
How do you get to know about our program in the beginning?
Actually, you reached out to me on LinkedIn. Like I get this message from Leo.
Okay. What did I say?
In that time, I actually don't remember what exactly you said, but I think you just asked me like, "Are you looking for jobs or something?" And I was like, and that time I was in Albury and I really didn't want to look for job there because I gave myself excuses that job is not not only the way to go. I gave myself excuses that I can do odd jobs, and then start my own business.
Wow.
And I think I told you that's because of the circle I was in, my friend circle here. That's kind
It could be dangerous.
It's very dangerous.
It could be toxic if you got the wrong people
And
around.
you will never recognize that it's toxic for you.
Because it's just soaking in your blood
Yes,
in
yes.
no time.
And you get comfortable. And then I actually told Leo that not right now, but then I did look at the testimonials and videos, and I did recommend your program to some guys, but I told Leo that if I'm looking for jobs, I'll definitely contact you. And then again after 6 months,
Yes.
I reached out, and he said yes. We're starting, but there's not enough seats. And at that time, I was like, oh my god, not enough seats. And but then I just told him that it's very urgent. Please, I don't want to just waste another month, another 2 months. And then yes, that's how it started.
Oh, wow.
And those 6 months, I was watching the testimonials. I was following you on LinkedIn as well. And so yeah.
So you could get the job a lot sooner if you joined me a lot sooner, man.
When I was in 𝗪𝗏𝗔𝗡 University last semester, why didn't you contact me? if you reached out at that time,
Yes.
of course.
Well done.